Hi, it's oh my god, this is so funny. Hi, it's me, TC. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi, I'm Tyler Carpenter. If you're not new here, then you know who I am and you know what's up. So if you see me in the same exact setting in another crew neck just like this one, don't say nothing about it. I gotta meet quota. In this video, I'm basically giving an explanation slash a story on why I decided to move out my parents' house at the age of 17. So as of right now, I am a 2023 class of 2023 graduate. Anyway, I am now going off to college. Now you guys may ask, Tyler, you said that you moved out at 17. Where are you right now? I'm gonna get into that, but right now I'm gonna get into why at the age of 17, why did I make the decision to leave. So my nails just dirty. Oh my god. A rewind to me my junior year of high school. So my junior year, which was, I want to say, my second semester of my junior year, in the beginning of the year, my parents left. So me and my dad, my siblings, and my dad's girlfriend, we went to look at a house in North Carolina. And this is when I found out that I was like, oh shoot, that I'm gonna be moving soon. And I was coming back from hanging out with some old friends or whatever. And I remember that same night, like, they said, like, come on, like, get in a car, we're gonna drive to North Carolina to look at this house. And so that's what I did. I got my little robe, we went to the store, I got an energy drink, and then we drove up there. A little bit fast forward, they look at that house. I don't know what house they looked at. I don't know. I just stayed at my dad's girlfriend's cousin's house while they went and looked at some like a property or whatever. I didn't know what the house looked like. And at this time I was like, oh wow, like, okay, well, we're gonna be moving. Interesting. But backstory, I've never stayed at a school for more than 2 years. Most of the time, I've always moved to a place, spent a whole school year there, and then moved to another place. So it was always a lot of me making friends and me leaving them. And I was sick of doing that. I come back to my dad's girlfriend's cousin's house, and we drive back to Georgia. Everything's that March comes around, because this was in the beginning of the year when we looked at the property. This was in January. March comes around, and I have every year, I'm a part of, well, I was a part of the law academy for my old high school, and I was a part of Skills USA. Love Skills USA. I really love y'all, like, for real. And every year my school, we get a group of people and we go to DC. And so last year they went to DC. Hold on, rewind. Last year we went to DC. This was our first time going down DC. Last year I was a part of I was an officer for Skills USA. I was a communication director. So I planned out the whole trip for DC. Gosh, countless days and countless hours and nights of literally planning out that trip. Never doing it again. And so planning this whole trip out, I'm excited. And my dad, he tells me that we're gonna be moving. And at this point, I've been at my high school for my whole sophomore year and about the whole year of my junior year, but not all the way, most of my junior year. And so he tells me this, and I'm like, okay, well, I didn't want to move, but you know, kind of had to. Like, if your dad said we're moving, girl, you got to get up and move. He tells me everything about where's the house and stuff like that, and it's in Charlotte, North Carolina, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, but I told him that, like, I have a DC trip that I really wanted to go to, because the time that they went to leave the house to move to North Carolina was 2 days before I had to leave to go on my trip for DC, which was a Monday. They left a Friday, I think. And so I told them, like, I had this DC trip that I really want to go on. Like what can we do? Like, is there any way that we can, you know, maybe you guys could wait it out until I come back from DC? And to make a long story short, they did not wait. And so we went ahead. I made a decision that I was gonna go to DC and I was gonna get a bus or like a plane to Charlotte after my DC trip. What was gonna happen was I was gonna pack all my things, put it in my dad's van, because he had a van at the time, and they go to Charlotte and everything like that, and I'll meet them in Charlotte after my DC trip if I get a plane ticket. Okay, like,
don't know what that was.
On my DC trip, I did a lot of thinking, a lot of realization, and I was kind of getting a little bit irritable and irritated by how much we've always moved. And on my DC trip, I remember texting my dad, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I told him that I did not want to move. There was a multitude of reasons why I didn't want to move with my parents. One of the reasons was really because I felt very caged, one, and also it just wasn't really, it was getting to a point where it really wasn't an environment where I could grow mentally and I can just be myself and just be authentically me without always have to look over my shoulder. You know what I mean? And I was getting kind of sick of that, and this was at the point where I was like doing good financially, thankfully, to you guys, and we're gonna get into that later on. It was getting to a point where I just didn't want to. I did not want to be living with my parents anymore. Well, I didn't want to live with my dad and his girlfriend anymore. I was getting kind of done with that. I outgrew it, kind of outgrew them, and it was time for me to be on my own. And that's another thing, like I really enjoy my independence and I really enjoy just being alone. But sometimes, not all the time though, because girl, I be getting a little lonely, not gonna lie. In the midst of me being on the DC trip, I go ahead and I text my dad and I told him like, yeah, like no, like I don't think I want to. Like I think what I'm gonna do is either stay with other people, I might find a roommate or something, stay in the area, because I really wanted to attend my school. I really wanted to graduate from Southwest High School and Law Academy. I really wanted to stay at my school, and I wanted to graduate at my school because I love the connections that I made there. I told him that, and then he was like, okay. Well, things kind of changed a little bit because my dad came back to Georgia from North Carolina because he had a job here, and then he had to complete some things. Like he had a couple like gigs that he had to finish up here before he goes to North Carolina. So he was in in Georgia with me for a little bit. And so after my trip or whatever, me and him were talking, and me and him were trying to figure out like what we're gonna do, because it was just me and him at the house at this time. And I was trying to figure out like where am I gonna live, like financially what am I gonna do, because I don't want to go to North Carolina. I want to graduate from my school here, and I don't want to live with my parents anymore. So what am I gonna do? And so my Law Academy advisor, my principal, my old assistant principal, we were trying to figure out like where am I gonna live. We were trying to figure out like host families and like maybe possible roommates, or like is there anyone like got a bed or a couch that I could sleep on, yikes, or anything, because I was really desperate. Like I was really desperate for anything because I know I did not want to leave my school. And so it was really a time crunch because I could not stay at the house that I was in, that my whole family was in, because the landlord, he was actually gonna move in back to that house. So obviously I couldn't do that, but my landlord did have a son that had a roommate that had an extra room, and I was like thinking about maybe doing that. Obviously that did not happen. My dad goes back to North Carolina, and I'm in Georgia by myself. I'm with my principal, my assistant, the old assistant principal, my guidance counselors and stuff. They were trying to figure out where I'm gonna live, where am I gonna go, and we found someone, thankfully. Hold on, before I start crying. My principal's secretary, Melody Smith, she took me in. I said, girl, what? I remember how it happened. I was in the front office, and then my goddad, he was like texting me. He was like, make sure you stay in the office. We're trying to figure something out for you or whatever. I had a feeling that it was something regarding like my living situation. He had told me to come inside, this Miss Smith's office. I knew where her office was because I stayed in the front office. I actually lived in that front office. I actually think I went to I really think I was in the front office more than I was in class, and I put that on everything. It's actually kind of crazy. But I came to her front office, and then my goddad, he tells me that like, oh, we found someone, and I'm like looking at Miss Smith. I'm like, is it you? Is it you, Miss Smith? He tells me, and then he tells me it was Miss Smith and everything. I get all happy. I give her a hug. And that was that. I moved into her house May 25th. May 27th. I moved in here May 27th of 2022. I had till May 27th to figure out what I was gonna do, what my living situation was gonna be. And so I remember like I got her number and everything like that. My dad got her number. They talked, and I remember when I first moved in here, I remember I was like, wow, this is really where I'm gonna be at until I graduate, until I go to college. And I was just like, it was like overwhelming a bit, but not in a bad way. It was just like so many positive emotions going through. Get a little teary-eyed. Me and her, we actually had a news article, not news article, but we were on WMGAZ. I can't remember it. And I remember me and her, we did that. We ate it up, and I'm gonna link it down below for you guys if you guys want to watch it. But I'm just like so grateful. I'm so grateful I took the decision to move out my parents' house and to stay in Georgia and not go to North Carolina, because I would not be happy. I wouldn't even be here filming this YouTube video if I were to go to North Carolina. If you want to move out your parents' house and you're in a position to do so, don't procrastinate on it. Go ahead and do it, because it teaches you a lot. I've learned a lot living by my own, and not even in a negative way, but just life-changing lessons regarding like finances and adulthood and people that you need to surround yourself with. I'm gonna be so sad to leave, but if you're thinking about it, do it. That's really, is that it? I think that's really it on the story on why I moved out my parents' house. I was sick and tired of making friends and leaving them. I wanted to be, you know, free. I wanted to blossom. I wanted to be happy. I was so sick of just, I don't know. With that being said, I think that really concludes the video. This may be a short video. Is it a short video, y'all? Y'all let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. Comment down below. If you liked it, like the video. What? I love you guys so much, and I really hope to see you in the next video, because you know there will be a video every Tuesday and Saturday. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Okay, I'm gonna go. Love y'all.